Hey everybody, this is Maxine Taylor with my full moon ceremony for November 30th, 2020. I'm just going to check and make sure the sound is doing. Yes, it is great. So I hope everybody had a really wonderful Thanksgiving. And let's talk about this full moon. First of all, it's not just a full moon. It's a lunar eclipse in 8.5 of Gemini. And we're going to be feeling this very, very early, the morning, just a few hours from now. I had hoped to get this out to everybody sooner. It just didn't happen that way. You know how it goes. So what I'm going to suggest that you do, since this is an eclipse, and the power of an eclipse is, of course, a full moon, naturally very powerful, but an eclipse, oh, honey. If, and this is for those of you, because this eclipse is 8.5 of Gemini, those of you who have either your sun or your moon or your ascendant within 5 or 6 degrees of 8.5 Gemini. Okay, that means 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 degrees, 13.5, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I'm laying it out there very simply. So if you have your sun, your moon, or your ascendant in Gemini, and it happens to be anywhere from 3.5 to 13.5, the eclipse is landing on it. And whenever we have an eclipse on our sun, moon, or ascendant, I call that a new life eclipse. It's not a new chapter. It's a brand new book. This is the second chance, quote unquote, second. You can have as many chances in your spiritual journey as you like, of course, which is why I often have an initiation during my full moon ceremonies. And those of you who have been to the Phoenix and Dragon know how powerful it is. However, I want to say that so many of you have written me and told me that you love the initiation and you love the full moon ceremonies because you're doing it yourself, maybe with a close group of friends or just you. And remember, when we have a new life eclipse, it lasts a whole lot longer than any old ordinary eclipse. And I'm kind of being tongue in cheek on that one. Normally, when we have an eclipse, we'll start feeling it about 2 weeks before it occurs. The effects will, quote unquote, effects will stay with us till the next pair of eclipses come along. Sometimes there are 3 together, and they're usually about 5-6 months later. They're at their peak 3 to 4 months after they occur. With a new life eclipse, that eclipse can last a year, even 2 years. It is so wonderful. It is so powerful. This is the second chance you have wanted. So, don't you love it? What I'm going to do is go through each sign and what house, meaning what area of life, this full moon lunar eclipse activates, falls in. And by the way, if I've done your personal forecast, you already know, maybe not what house it's in or what sign it's in, but you know that I have told you how awesome it is and how powerful it is and how long it lasts. And by the way, in December, we're going to have another eclipse. Okay. But I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? All righty. So, Aries, this eclipse, this full moon, falls in the area of your chart where your mind is activated. Lots of communication, lots of talking, lots of sharing of ideas. It is wonderful. So get ready to communicate. Taurus, in your solar chart, this eclipse falls in your second house of money. I don't have to say anything. It brings it to a head. Decide how you want to earn your money. You know, our life here on this planet has been changing with recent events. And many people are reinventing themselves. You can create more money if you choose to. It's in your solar second house. Now, I know some of you, I've done your chart, I've done your forecast, and you're thinking, wait a minute, you told me I was going to get more money from this eclipse. And that's because in your birth chart, the eclipse activated your natal second house. So, solar chart, natal chart, hey, grab the money and run. Now, Gemini, this is your time. All my fellow Geminis, I've been counting the days. I've been waiting for this one because if it falls on your sun, your moon, or your ascendant, it is a whole new start for you on so many different levels, on a deep level. And you'll notice the change in yourself. If you don't worry, the people around you will. They'll hear how you're speaking, what you're saying. I'm really looking forward to this. Cancerians, this is a time to pull back and retreat. This eclipse says, meditate more, move into the spiritual life, the spiritual plane more. Don't look for the limelight, work behind the scenes. The 12th house is what I'm talking about. It rules your subconscious. This is a terrific time to look at your hidden messages. And as you know, back here, I've got Move Into the Magic, a book I wrote several years ago that shows you how to see your programming and release it. So with the 12th house eclipse, it is perfect timing. Great, grand, glorious Leo. Okay. Your friends, humanitarian projects. That's what are triggered. Also, it's time to get clear on what you want for you. What are your hopes and wishes? And turn to your friends for their support. They will not let you down. Virgo, wow. Virgo, it's time for you to move upward in your career. No lateral moves. You're out front now. Deal with the leaders, with leadership. In fact, be the leader. If you're offered an opportunity to do something new, don't worry about it. You know how you tend to worry about things. Go for it. It's your turn. Libra, you really are seeing options and opportunities that you didn't know you had before. You're seeing the principle of what's going on. You're not dealing with ideas, you're dealing with concepts. Your higher mind is really kicking in. It's beautiful. Scorpio, wow. This is a very powerful eclipse for you. Your basic Scorpio nature is to deal with secrets and keep them to yourself and to dig beneath the surface as the psychic detective that you are. If you're involved in any type of mutually beneficial financial projects, go for it. Mercury is no longer retrograde, and Mars will come out of the shadow of the retrograde the first week in January. But it's not retrograde either. So dig deep, ferret out what's really going on. And this is a great time to study psychology or astrology and help other people get their values together. Sagittarius, partnership is triggered for you. Get out there and be with people. Now, I know we have a pandemic. I know it's difficult to socialize. Do it online. We do have Zoom or Skype. Get out there and be with people online. If there's somebody special in your life, you're going to want to spend time with them. If there's nobody special in your life, you can still meet up with people. Capricorn, your work is activated. It's triggered. Not your career, but the actual job that you are doing. All right. And you're getting down to business, crossing those T's, dotting those I's. I love it. Aquarius, it's time to party. Now, again, we have a pandemic. You can party safely, keeping a social distance. You can party online. I belong to a trivia group and we meet once a week and we have a great time. It's not like being together and breaking bread, but it's wonderful to be with friends. And everybody who's part of that group enjoys it. So Aquarius, time to party. If you have kids, they're going to require attention from you. Okay? Fun and kids show up the same way. And last but not least, Pisces. Your home and family are incredibly important to you right now. Just hunkering down, and maybe redecorating, tying up loose ends, perhaps projects that you haven't touched in a while. I know we normally do that on a retrograde Mercury, but if you're home, take a look at your house and see what you want to change. So that would be my suggestion. Now, the next part of our full moon ceremony is the burning of our lists. And many of you have told me how powerful this step is. And I know it. I realize it. That's why we do it. Out with the old, in with the new. Now, you know, I have a box of matches here that has worked. So let's see if I can, I did it. Oh, hot dog. Here we go. I'm going to burn my list, assuming it keeps burning. I'm not a fire person. And I'm just gonna, I've got some earth sitting in this bowl. You can see it. I'm just gonna put this aside and let it burn until it's over. The reason we burn our lists is because you want to release what we want to the multiverse. We want to give it to God. And the only way to do it for some people is to have a ritual where they actually burn the list and turn it over to God. What I have found is that when we consciously do this, as we're burning our lists, what we receive is more than we asked for. It's better. It's astounding. And as I've always said, during my full moon ceremonies. If you have your list and you're hanging on to it, how is God going to deliver it? Turn it over. And I say God, you may say Spirit, Source, Jesus. Turn it over to your spiritual authority figure. They're not of this world. And let it go. All right. So we've done that. We burned the lists. Now, this is the part that I really enjoy. As many of you know, I do a private session called Take Back Your Life. And in that, I help everybody see their family programming, what they were taught as a little kid. It is this programming that holds us back. And if you've studied with me, or if you have had a Take Back Your Life session, you know how your eyes were open. I mean, you're just blown away because you see, oh my goodness, that's why I've always done this, etc. In 3 hours, you got it. And then it's up to you to continue. So, need my glasses to do it. The way we create what we want, besides burning the list, we move into a state of love, pure love. And the way I recommend doing it is to simply put your hand on your heart, as you do when you pledge allegiance to the flag. And wherever your hand is, that's where your attention goes. And I found that during our full moon ceremonies, it's so simple. When you put your hand on your heart, everybody moves in a love. And some people arrive in a state of love. You may have already arrived in a state of love. But for those people who may have had a rough day and have issues they're still resolving, this is very helpful, because what it does is it reminds you that you are love. That's what we are. We are source energy in physical form. We are love itself. So you put your hand on your heart and you're in a state of love. And if you're dealing with issues, give yourself permission, just for now, to move into this state of love and create what you want. Okay? Now, once you're in a state of love, you extend your right hand. And in it, you are going to place your heart's desire, what you really, really, really want in life for yourself. It doesn't work if you want somebody to propose marriage to you. In other words, you got to give yourself what you want. So your greatest wish for now may be that you want to be married to someone who loves you and gets you. Even if you've picked out that person, you want the right person for you. It may be that you would love your healing gifts to improve. It may be that you want to be able to take courses so that you can improve your career. It may be that you want clarity. If you don't know what you want, put down how you want to feel. Excuse me. This thing is still burning here. Put in your right hand the way you want to feel. That will give you the clarity that you want. If you're tired of being scared, if you're tired of being angry, if you're tired of being whatever, and you want confidence inner and outer beauty. Whatever you want, you put it here in your right hand. And then in your left hand, ask God. Don't ask your mind or you'll be here till next Thursday. Just ask Source to put in your left hand who or what is blocking you. Just let it happen quick. It could be an emotion that's blocking you and you want that emotion gone. I get it. And when you have that in your left hand, you've got what you want in your right hand, you've got what's blocking you in your left hand, toss it out of your left hand. Send it up to spirit. Send it to the multiverse. And now what you're left with is your heart's desire. It's that simple. Now, what I always have the attendees of my full moon ceremony do is take their heart's desire, put it back on their heart, and I'm going to carry you through a few steps that have always worked for me. You're welcome to borrow them. We always want a second chance, or should I say another chance. If you've made lots of mistakes, that means you have grown greatly. When you're dealing with mistakes, you're growing. So, we're going to all go back together when I give you the signal to our birth, because when we were born, we were pure spirit. We were pure love. It's only once we're born that the programming from authority figures starts. And we follow that programming until we realize that we can change it and we don't have to be a victim anymore. Perhaps one of the things that you would like to do is no longer be a victim. This is huge. It's one of the biggest roles that we have here on planet Earth. This is wonderful. If you've been looking for a word, that might be it. Okay. What we're going to do, and I'll tell you when, is say I followed by your full name at birth. And what I'm going to carry you through are the steps. First of all, you're going to have what you want. So I'm going to carry you through the steps. You may say them out loud wherever you are. You can say them silently. It doesn't matter. It's the intent that matters. And of course, you're coming from love. So at the count of 3, you will say, and I'm not going to say mine, I don't want to interfere with you. And when we have this at the Phoenix and Dragon, we have like 60, 70, 80 people all saying their name. It's kind of funny. It's really adorable. You're going to say your full name as it was given to you at birth. So at the count of 3, I, full name, 1, 2, 3, say your birth name. Totally accept that I have what I want. And let that pour down from the top of your head through every cell in your body and out the soles of your feet. Now, there's a real good chance that you have been controlled, and totally owned by someone from childhood. And you'll replay that story endlessly with the people in your life. When someone owns you, they take your heart, your soul, your mind, your body, your honor, your identity, your self-respect, your God-given powers. They take your life. You're going to take it back with all of those steps. Here we go. I take back my heart. Let that pour down through every cell in your body and out the soles of your feet. I take back my soul. I take back my mind. I take back my body. I take back my honor. I take back my identity. I take back my self-respect. I take back my God-given powers. I take back my life. Let that pour down through every cell in your body. And you should feel quite empowered. In fact, some of you may be off the charts. You may be so spacey from this because depending on the level that you're accepting it on, you can move into a state that is exquisite. And now the last part of this wonderful ceremony, I'm going to pull some mantras, some star cards. I made these star cards up years ago. I had a set of angel cards, and they had lovely statements in them. And then they had some that were not so lovely or confusing. And I thought, well, I believe I'll make my own. I am a do-it-yourself girl. And so I'll read out the star card. I'll have a bunch of them for you, because normally I go around the circle at this point. I read everybody individually. I give them their mantra, and then the entire group accepts the mantra, because when we get together in a group, we are one. We are one. And the people who assembled together, there's nothing coincidental about that, because there's a reason that we are to unite. And so every mantra is yours. So here we go. First mantra. Live your destiny. Your mantra is, I live my destiny. Say it out loud or silently. People want to be with you. People want to be with me is your mantra. Okay. You tell the truth. I tell the truth. I'm going to say I because I want you to repeat what you're hearing. It's yours. It's ours. Okay. You are limitless. I am limitless. Feels good, right? Your clients and friends love you. My clients and friends love me. Claim your power. I claim my power. You are powerful. I am powerful. People like you. People like me. Claim it. It's yours. You are valuable. I am valuable. You make a difference. I make a difference. Should be feeling pretty good now. Dare to dream. I dare to dream. Transform yourself. I transform myself. And let's see, we have 12, one more. You are a superstar. I am a superstar. Putting this right on top of the whole shooting match. And so I hope that you have enjoyed this full moon ceremony. It is as marvelous, as life transforming, as powerful as you invite it to be. And if you were disturbed by noise, outside, you can watch it tomorrow. You can watch it next week, because this full moon ceremony takes place on an eclipse. And as I said, the effects can be felt for a year, even 2 years afterwards. So, dear friends, till we meet again, may the stars shine brightly on you and yours. Bye for now.